What up, players? It's Warboss Tay up in this mug. On the screen, you see an Imperial Guard Astra Militarum Commissar in plastic, sold by Games Workshop. It was released with the new redesigned, updated Astra Militarum figures for their Warhammer 40k game. If you are familiar at all with the war game or the Astra Militarum, then this scowling gentleman will be familiar to you. You can find him on the Games Workshop web store for $35 for one figure, mono pose. No weapon options, just fine in most cases. But when I think of a Commissar, my brain flips over to maybe like 10 years ago. Yeah, 2013-ish. I want to say I was reading Caiaphas Cain, Hero of the Imperium. I love this character so much. It's the dichotomy, the combination of how the Imperium builds up this character, Commissar Cain, as this hero, and he's brave under fire, courageous, stalwart, truly heroic. But then when you read these stories, they're told from his perspective as his memories. They're written with a very self-effacing, deprecating way. He considers himself a coward, and whether he actually is or not is up for debate. But if you click the link down below in the description, it's going to take you to RTLW's website, where you can see this amazing sculpt that they have for what I consider to be the perfect representation of Caiaphas Cain drinking a hot, steaming mug of coffee with his aide, the ever-lovable Jurgen of the Valhallan Ice Warriors, holding a thermos a thermos of coffee. It's the loyalty bundle, y'all. Heroic Commissar 2.0 and his aide in 28mm scale for $28. $28 for two high-quality resin figures that you can use in your Astra Militarum army. And not only can you run this Commissar Cain, this Commissar, as a Commissar, but he's built so that you can really include him as a standard company commander or platoon commander, whatever have you. And you can run Jurgen. In that case, if you're doing a command squad, or if you just are running squads of regular troopers with a melta-gun as a special weapon, Jurgen has a melta-gun slung under his arm. That was his thing in the stories, is that he had a melta-gun. So for $28, you've got a figure that you can use either as a commander for your army or as a standard run-of-the-mill commissar, and you've got a melta-gunner. It's terrific. It's a great value, I think, especially if you're into the Caiaphas Cain stories, if you're into the fiction, the Black Library stories. The miniature itself, the figure for the loyalty commissar, I guess we'll call it, it's terrific. It uses a lot of the design choices that Games Workshop has used for the uniform of the Astra Militarum, and the jacket, the hip holster with the strap around the leg, and the belt with the little the little sash underneath the belt. I think that's very common with Commissar miniatures. They've got that red sash under their belt or around their character somewhere. I'm not sure if he has a robot hand. I don't remember, or if those are just very intricate looking gloves. But the fact that he's holding a saucer and a mug of coffee in the middle of the battlefield, I think is the best touch ever. And he's got his standard armor, the little neck decoration there, his chainsword slung very casually at the waist. I love the fur trim on his cloak. That is just so beautiful. And of course, you've got the characteristic smirk, the raised eyebrow. And what's interesting about this sculpt is that they're taking the Commissar cap and they gave him goggles, as if he were riding in a vehicle, like a tank commander. And they've covered up the winged skull there at the top. And I do like the goggles. It's not something you see on the Astra Militarum figures, especially in the commanders. Very often they've got the caps, or they've got different headgear, but you don't often see a cap with goggles like that. Here's how they put together. The fact that he's holding a saucer in his left hand and he's holding a cup of coffee in the middle of a battlefield, and he's just standing so nonchalantly. He's not got his leg propped up on tactical battlefield rubble. It's just beautiful. And here's Jurgen, his aide, who's got that melta gun slung under his arm with his hand just casually resting on it. it's so funny. He's got that melt-a-gun, which is a weapon of complete devastation. And in his other hand, he's holding a plate with a thermos of coffee and a slice of toast with some butter on it, like it's some great delicacy. And he's just standing there, just waiting for the commissar to ask for one or the other. It's terrific. He's got that expression with the pursed lips, that wry, kind of sardonic expression. And this is such a great combo kit. Really, if you are at all familiar with the character Caiaphas Cain, if you've read the books, I think you should get this miniature just to paint it up and have it in your collection, because there's no more iconic duo, I think, in the Black Library collection than these two. I loved reading their adventures that they got up to. The fact that he really downplays his heroism, and he considers himself to be a coward, always running away from the action and trying to make himself take himself out of danger as much as possible. But in the end, because of some strange twist of fate, he's running away from danger and like running into something else that allows him to defeat the enemy and score this like immense victory, and everyone considers him like the greatest hero. It's amazing. Anyways, RTLW, I haven't really talked about them as a company. They're a small but proud company that produces miniatures for tabletop war games, RPGs, and collecting. They're a team of artists, designers, and casters working together for the common goal, which is to make our resin miniatures full of character and thoroughly detailed. I think everyone in their company deserves accolades, not only for their talented sculptors who are making these models, but for getting these models together, putting them out, offering them to the community. This company is exactly what you would want in a third-party miniatures company. They take what Games Workshop has created and they've elevated it. My lady boss and I, we watch a lot of MasterChef and Hell's Kitchen and stuff, and that's something we hear all the time. Gordon Ramsay say, you take a certain dish and you just elevate it. So that's what they've done. They've elevated the imagery and the miniatures that we're familiar with, and they've given it new detail and character and personality. So they accept PayPal payments if you go to the website, and all orders over $300 will come with a 20% discount slashed at checkout. And if you do an order over $250, they'll ship it to you worldwide, absolutely for free. I am an affiliate of RTLW Miniatures, so if you do decide to purchase anything through my link below in the description, I'll be getting a small commission for it, and to which I thank you for supporting the studio. Anyways, that's all for this one. Like I said, Caiaphas Cain, one of my favorite characters from Games Workshop's library, and I just thinking about this character, thinking about getting this miniature in my hands, because it's one of the miniatures that I ordered from RTLW. I can't wait to get it and show it off to you guys in person so you can see how it builds up and how it paints up. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out the miniature for yourself. We'll see you in the next video. Latest, players!